2017. Not a lot of years, but a couple double ups there.
I like doubling up. We could say the same thing. We've doubled our sales since 2017.
That's very true. If you go on to Inman, probably today, if you're seeing this video when it first comes out, if you go on Inman, you're probably going to see the Mike Del Prete State of the Industry Report. I sent it to Nicole last night. I said, oh, we got to read this thing. We got to read it. We got to absorb it tonight. It was a $499 fee. No problem with that. No problem with that.
No, but maybe Inman or Mike will be nice enough to pass it our way so we can really dig our teeth into it.
Mike, we're on an email chain right now. Maybe you could pass that along to Nicole and I. We could split the subscription. We only need one. We could split it.
Oh, it's a subscription?
I don't know if they want that. Well, it's not a subscription. You buy, you download. It's like 60+ page report. I mean, I buy the stuff
$500. I mean, that's...
Oh, yeah, but it's good information. Listen, I should actually just pony up the bucks and buy it. I buy the Swanepoel Trends Report every year. That costs me a few $100. It's worth it.
It better be something for
I don't know if it's
$500.
worth it because I haven't read it. But I'm going to go out there and go on a limb, Mike.
We have faith in you.
You've been popping up everywhere on my radar that this is worth it. And Mike said in his little teaser part that the iBuyer segment has doubled up every single year since 2017. If you watch a video on Inman that he did at Inman Select, 2018, the total market share was only 0.2% of the iBuyer market. That's across the country. Phoenix, their total transactions right now, this is actually going back to last November, they have 5% market share for all their transactions in the iBuyer segment. We know that Brad, who wrote this report with Mike, has stated in his 2020 predictions that the iBuyer segment would make up 50% of total transactions. So I don't know if now we're talking about like a quadruple up, a 10x up. It's going to be, I mean, if we're at 0.2% in 2018 and we're going to 50% by the end of 2020, there's got to be a couple quadruple ups in there.
Yeah. Did you get a breath in there?
Did I?
I don't know.
I'm more in the fourth quarter, Nicole. Are you even going to participate?
I feel like I need to just let you run. Keep going. I mean...
So you sent me, we were talking about iBuyers, and iBuyers are everywhere.
Yeah. Do you know that I got my first one from Zillow?
iBuyer?
Well, it was a seller. He reached out. I got the contact and I asked, my follow-up, and they said, oh no, we were only interested in Zillow buying our house.
In Zillow offers. Well, interestingly enough that you say that, in my mastermind, Scott Compa, shout out to Scott, New Jersey agent, sent us a screenshot. Now, Zillow offers is not in his market, but he sent a screenshot. He was on Zillow in his market, and at the top, it was a little call to action saying, click here if you want us to make you an offer on your home. And Scott's like, what the heck? We don't have Zillow offers in my market. So how's it? So maybe... I think what they're doing, I think
was the same thing. Probably trying to get seller leads. That's what they're trying to do.
Correct. And if you go deep enough, like some people have done this where Zillow offers is in their market, they click that little call to action, which I've never seen yet here in our market. But there have been agents that have clicked that. They go down the process and then it'll say, well, Zillow offers isn't here yet, but coming soon because we know they're going to expand.
He lives in Westbrook. He was really disappointed that
Is that what happened to him? He went through the process and then they said, not in your market yet?
I didn't ask him that, but he came up as a seller. And he said, all I'm interested in is Zillow buying my house. We are not selling. And I said, well, I can at least give you a CMA. And he said, I'm only interested in Zillow buying my house.
He's only interested in seeing offers that are quick, easy, and don't include an agent. That
all he wanted
is a very interesting piece of information for every agent to be paying attention to.
One that's ever came in.
More so for brokers to be paying attention to, because if you're a broker and you're not thinking, how do I put an iBuyer division within my brokerage today, not tomorrow, you're sleeping on what I believe is bigger than anything we talk about happening with Zillow or any other part of the market. You sent me something yesterday as we were talking about this, an article from Inman, which we'll link up as we always do, from Offer Barn, or the articles from Inman rather, and the
it's about
Offer Barn. And Offer Barn analyzes these iBuyer offers and delivers the data to the agent. So you'll have Zillow offer, Open Door. It kind of aggregates all this information and gives the agent the power to communicate that with their client. But if what you're saying in your instance with Zillow, the consumer doesn't even want to talk to you, just send me the offers. Just Offer Barn, send it to me. How long will it be before Offer Barn is working with the general public instead of the agents. There's a great chart.
I bet you there'll probably be two sides of it. There'll probably be a consumer end and a realtor end of the offer barn. That would be the smart way to do it.
There could be, or what's happened with all of these companies over time is offer barn, which that was the first time I heard about it, was the Inman article, will get closer to the transaction, meaning what has Zillow done? What has Realtor done with OpCity? There's a great little chart from Mike's talk in...
We got to get our hands on that.
We got to get our hands on Mike's...
It's all over.
We got to get our hands on Mike. Maybe have him on the show.
Woo.
But so Mike's got a little chart. We're going to put it up right here that shows you over time that all of these companies, Zillow, Realtor, they start very far away from the transaction. They start as an advertising platform. And then over time, they get closer and closer to the transaction because why? It's a major increase in revenue once you start to get close to the transaction. Once you associate title or a mortgage or all of these other auxiliary, auxiliary options, auxiliary products, all of these products that you can sell around the transaction, right? All right, what does this all mean? iBuyer segment doubled market share year over year. This is a trend that Brad is saying is going to accelerate in 2020, all the way up to 50% of total transactions. It speaks to consumers wanting to have less conversation, less aggravation in their life. So if you're not an agent thinking about how am I going to either use a company like Offer Barn to analyze this data for my consumers that still want to stick with me, or offer an experience that is just as convenient, that is as educational, if not more than what some of these companies are doing, you're going to be left behind. Build a brand, educate the consumer, and have a delightful experience for all of them. We're going to talk a lot about iBuyers this year. I know that to be sure.
I kind of want to check out the Offer Barn.
Is it a racket?
It's not a racket at all.
Not a racket. No racket.
I think the biggest racket on that page that you made of notes is the $499.
I don't believe so, Mike. I've heard great things about your work. I think it's worth the $499. I'm going to have to pony up the bucks unless you want to send us one.